So, dear Dhamma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session. So, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Once we get connected to the other network, we're ready to start the session for today. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take few minutes for ourselves to understand how this practice can apply for our day-to-day life. And at the same time, the special part is how to develop the meditation within yourself. Because when it comes to this mental practice, people do many kind of techniques, practice, and they don't understand what it is and how it works, and they don't gain any result. And sometimes in our mind, we sympathize, empathize our own thoughts, our own behavior, and we go with our own ideas. But when it comes to this kind of meditation practice, the very purpose is cultivating our awareness. So when we develop the cultivation, That means development of that awareness. Another way, we bring the purifications to our own understanding. So it's nothing to do with something gain, or it's nothing to do with we go into some place. It's within ourselves, we bring the clarity. Why we need that? Because in day-to-day life, we always experience things with the greed, hatred, and the delusion. When the greed, hatred, and the delusion become so strong, so whatever the perception we perceive, not going to become very clear. When the perception not become clear, out of that perception, what you understand become completely wrong. So when you understand something wrong, out of your own understanding, you believe it is right, and believing that what you perceive is right, then you start to perform your bodily, verbally, mentally action, then your life go completely different way. So when you have the clear understanding, what happens, out of that clarity, your bodily, verbally, mentally actions, you can perform exactly the right way according to the necessary cause and conditions. So in that way, you and in between the nature and environment, there is no clash, there is no difference, there is no resistance. So in that way, so whatever the outcome, not going to come against you. So then that way, by day, your lifestyle become more and more comfortable for you and comfortable for others. So in the beginning, and when conventionally, we have to build up that kind of comfortable lifestyle. So when it comes to that today, we are going to talk about very interesting word. When it comes to meditation, it's everywhere. So that is controlling our mind. There are a lot of meditation techniques that you will see, and people try to teach, control the mind, control the thoughts, control the actions. So when we go back and look from where this came, how it happens, sometimes people have capability to maintain a good life with this conventional life, with these outside material things. So we have the ownership. So when you have the ownership, and out of that, you can do whatever the things you want. And in your financial situations, in your material world, and sometimes when it comes to very basically, some physical actions we can control. So out of this material conventional life, we brought the idea of controlling. Another thing is, when we look at the history, like 1,500 years, when especially that when the machines came to the world, when the machines start to overtake the human life, this control word became more familiar. And now we use mostly the machines and technology to get what we want. So then there is a word control. So that means you can maintain the machine the way you want. So by the time what happens, we misunderstood that word and we start to apply it to our own life also. And why it happened like that way? Because we have the self-centered idea, or the I am, me, this is me, I do this. So because of that, I can control. So that kind of concept came to us. And then now this controlling mind and controlling life, controlling environment, controlling the countries, controlling the people, this became more familiar. Another thing is, when we look our human behavior, and people have the desires, the very nature of the desire overtaking, covering up something and clinging to something. When we in the too much desires, what happens? We start to overtake the situations. So that way also this word control became more familiar for us, and it became kind of like a very nice word. And another part is there, it's the willpower. So when it comes to the people's willpower, and in the most of times, some people introduce as a kind of like that when your willpower is weak, when your willpower is not enough, then the control word came to our day-to-day behavior. But according to the Buddha's teaching, there is no weak willpower. The willpower is another way, the misguided. Otherwise, the willpower is willpower. It's not a weak willpower, strong willpower. That you misguided your own understanding, and out of that, your effort, your desires go wrong way. So once you become very clear, you bring it to the right path. So then there is no controlling part when it comes to development of the life. So that is the background with the control word. And nowadays, people like to control the mind, control the life, control the nature, control the environment. The people always like to become macho and become kind of like a leader, boss. This bossy mindset is come out of the self-centered mind. So then how we can be very clear with this word and go beyond this understanding? So when it comes to the Buddha's teaching, we have to understand what is the meaning of life. What is the meaning of world? So that is 5 aggregates: form, feeling, perception, volition, and recognition, or the consciousness or the awareness. There is no beyond that 5 aggregates. There is no less than the 5 aggregates. So then, when it comes to form, with our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, that the form part is come with the physical part, form. And all the 4 go with the mind: feeling, perception, volition, and recognition. So when it comes to the form, and when it comes to your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, so that is our life. So you can't see. The seeing is happening. You can't hear. The hearing is happening. You can't, whatever the you name, your body, your form, or your feelings, your consciousness. So that's kind of the self-centered idea itself can't do this. So it's happening. The smell is happening. The taste is happening. You can't taste. It's happening. And when it happens, you can recognize it. That is something. So the feelings arising. If you can kind of like if you can get the feelings, that as we know, good feelings, bad feelings, neutral feelings. So then if you have power to get the feelings, you will, maybe your life going to become so good. Why? Because you can always have the good feelings. You're not going to have bad feelings. You're not going to have neutral feelings. But it's not going to happen. And when it comes to the mechanism of our life, we have to understand out of the form. So the I object, and the I contacts, and I feelings, and I consciousness. So that is the mechanism. Ear object, ear consciousness. Ear contact, ear consciousness, ear feelings. Nose object. Contact and the feelings, consciousness. So tongue, object, and this all together, the tongue consciousness arise. So this kind of, it is a mechanism, it is happening to you. So then be very clear, if it is happen, how you can control it. So that is a deeper level of understanding the life. So it is not the basic level of this very conventional level of life that we maintain with these material things, with the machines. Now you have to understand, according to the Buddha's teaching, that the life means these 5 aggregates, and it's happening according to cause and conditions. And so once the consciousness, the form, feeling, perception, the volition, so the volition, another way, the will, desire, and the consciousness. So this all arise. And it arises, and at the same time, another part is this. So that arising part happened naturally. Be very clear. And be with me and try to be very clear with this, because once you get this, and it's going to become completely clear for you. So now you know the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. This all go with the eye object, ear object, nose object, tongue object, body object, mind object. And when the contacts come, the consciousness arise. And from that point, so that we have form, feeling, perception, volition, and recognition in that level. So when it arises, it happened naturally itself. So no one do this. So whatever whatever come in front of your eye, the seeing going to happen. Unless you close your eyes. Once you close your eyes, it is not the eye. So the eye arises when the seeing, the process happening. So this ear arises when the sound is contact with the ear. Otherwise, there is no ear. So the nose arises when the smell is there. And the tongue arises when the taste is touched. So it's like that. It arises when the contacts happen. So another part, it is out of your control. You can't do anything for that. It's not going to happen according to your will, your desire. So whatever in front of you, maybe you have the wish, I don't want to see, but it's going to happen. The seeing part going to happen. And maybe you think, oh, I don't want to hear this, but it's still the sound going to come to you. So like that, that's the very first thing you have to understand. With your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, and the mind especially, remember, thoughts, it arises. You have no power over thoughts. If you have the power over thoughts, you may have always the good thoughts. Every night you may have the sweet dreams. But we know it is not real. So the thoughts happen. And if you have the power over thoughts, then you may remember everything. You're not going to forget even your own phone number, sometimes address, sometimes more valuable things. Sometimes maybe you're not going to forget the passwords. Then need the computer or the cell phone, no need auto-save password, the program. But why it's there? Because we know, we forget. So what is mean? We have no power over thoughts. So that is one thing we have to understand. It arises itself. Another part is, once you recognize that, it's not going to be permanent there. So with our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, and out of your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, consciousness, whatever you recognize, it's not going to be there permanently. It happened only in that very moment. And it's going to disappear. It's going to change. It's going to become something else. And the thoughts come, and then suddenly it disappears, another thought comes. So that recognize this mechanism inside, that what is happening to you, that is your real life. So you have no power over with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, consciousness. It arises itself, it exists itself, it disappears itself. So if it is so, how you can control something? Where to control? Who can control? What to control? When? Because that everything arises itself, and then it's not going to be there. Itself arises, itself exists, disappear. And then another idea comes to control something that's already gone. And even our consciousness itself not going to be the same for 1 minute. Our consciousness deeply also changing. So then the idea of controlling maybe in the very next level, what will happen? It's become something else. So then be very clear within yourself. Understand, don't misguide yourself to control the mind. Who to control the mind? Because mind is you. It's kind of like you sabotage. Bounce back to yourself. You can't do anything. You go in the same place round and round and round and round. You're never going to end a journey. So the clarity means then deeply understanding yourself. You can't control your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. You can't control the perception. You can't control the feelings. You can't control the volitions or the will. You can't control the consciousness or the awareness or the recognition. It's all happening moment by moment. So whatever arises, it arises itself according to necessary cause and conditions in that very moment. And when the cause and conditions disappear, that whatever you experience is going to change. That is the process of deeper level our life. There's nothing else. So then, when you practice meditation, remember not to control anything within your own mind. That is the very misunderstanding and the mistake we do, because once you start to go with this is very important, remember, the way you behave with your own mind modify your life. So whatever your mental practice, there's as example, it's going to become your life. So as example, when you practice loving kindness meditation within yourself, naturally you become very compassionate, loving kinded person. If you have the greed regarding yourself, then by the time you have the greed. If you the hatred, when you get disturbed within yourself, and when you have the hatred, anger within yourself, it's going to come out of you. So the same, your mental behavior, the way you maintain and the practice with your mind become your life. That is why this meditation, the understanding the very clear way will help for you to understand the life. So then when it comes to meditation, get out of the idea of control. First try to see. So that is one of the bigger part of the meditation, seeing. And your mind has that nature to see things. That's why everywhere you go, even in a very big crowded place, if there's something happening, you wanna see. So that's a physical reaction. But deeply mentally, you have a deeper, strong current to see things. But to see things, you have to come to a very open place. By closing a place where you can't see. So then by controlling, you can't see. So then develop inside you, rather than controlling mind, learn to open the mind. So now you know how to change the pattern. Rather than controlling, closing, resisting, you open the mind. And that way, you maximize your strength deeper inside you. Your awareness becomes more sharp and clear. And each and every moment you can go into depth, deeper, deeper, deeper. And that way, your practice day by day, going to become more and more clear, and it become more profitable. And another thing, in deeply, what you need to practice within yourself rather than controlling. So as example, that my head, and slowly bend forward. Just imagine, falling to sleep. And so then I come to an idea that control, I want to control my head, my body. Rather than come to that level, learn to let go the idea of me or the self, I am. So that will deeply release you from that tightness. So the controlling, holding, resisting will build up a tightness. It stagnates the strength and the energy and the thoughts. And then by the time what happens, when you control thoughts, that's even how we trigger the emotions, the control emotions. This as example, when you can't express something, there is a deeper needs you have, and there's no one to tell, and you are shy, and you're afraid, or maybe you have no strength to tell it, and you have the fear, so you hold that. Maybe it happened for one day, but when it happened for a long time, what happens? It becomes poison inside us. Because through the neutron, in the deeper level, it's kind of like create a kind of like electric. That's all our body through the nerve system. It's kind of like everything go, that the energy transfer like electricity. In the end of the neurons, and whatever the thoughts trigger, that the electricity start to become energy, and it become kind of like physical. So that your thoughts, your emotions, your desire always get tight or stagnate, not free, not release itself, not become free itself. What happened? That become chemical, that chemical going to become poison. So maybe just imagine for 1 day is okay. 2 days, maybe you can recover. 1 week, you can recover. Just imagine. Maybe 5 years, 10 years, every day, there's something deeper in you. You can't express it. You can't release it. And you hold it. And that chemical every day build up inside you. Like after 5 years, 10 years, this entire body become completely helpless. It's going to become something else. Create many difficulties inside, many disease. Unnecessary. We always have the disease. This body is a home for disease. But disease are unnecessary, deeper. Our own thoughts create this. So that's why this controlling this idea can bring us the heart attack, cancer, all the anxiety, depression, mostly come out of this controlling mind. We misunderstand our life. We misguide our life. We misplace our understanding. So you are not to control you. There's no such a person like that control your body or your mind or kind of like that. There's no someone outside to control you. This in each and every, this entire universe filled with dust. But this each and every dust has freedom to move itself. There is no hierarchy. There is no authorization for that each and every dust. Look at this entire universe, wherever this, the water, each and every drop of water has freedom to flow. So each and every cell in your body has that freedom. And when you have time, go outside and look this sky, look this outside, look this, nature, little bit. And see that, and see the freedom that it has. That's why it is there. And you also have that. So unnecessarily you are yourself build up many thoughts. And now you are completely in the wrong path. Go behind something, believing whatever that you think it is life, but it is not the life. The life here happening inside us, we never understand or we never see. Without seeing that, this with this outside world, we keep running. That journey never going to end. So that's why meditation give a very clear opportunity for you. So don't miss that opportunity. It give a very clear chance, give a very clear opportunity for you. You deserve it. Why? Because so far in your journey, you went through all these up and downs, and deeper in you, you look for that. That's why you're hearing this. So then only thing is grab it, get it. Because your ancestors, your forefathers, your grandparents, your grandparents, your parents, they didn't get it. That's why you miss it. So then it is your opportunity. Get it. Because if you don't get it after you, your children, your grandchildren, they're not going to get it. But if you get it, as a gift, you can give it to the next generation. So without this, remember, our human life not going to complete. Look around the world, people everywhere trying to control. Ourselves we control, and they look at this human mind, this crazy people, and they think they have owned this the animals. They are the one who decide, what to eat, when to eat, how to eat. They are the one who decide for other animals. And the nature, this everything, we are the one who believing, we have to control it. So we do many kind of things. But how about somebody come and, they think they try to control you. How you feel? So then always remember yourself. Learn to be a free person inside you. Don't control, especially when it comes to deeper meditation. That don't try to control yourself. Learn to let go, release, open. So that way you get into the deeper understanding. And once you have that behavior, naturally with your outside world, that you're going to have that nature, rather than go and get the hunter-gatherer mindset. You become more and more wiser, calmer, and comfortable, flexible person to go with the situations, and you become more humble. But that come out of deeper, very critical mindset, because you know the system, what is happening. It's not come out of the fear, misunderstanding or misguiding. It comes deeply understanding the system, the critical analytical understanding. So once you have that, and you become more, that you are capable to balance that more critical understanding, and at the same time very charitable lifestyle. And in that way, you are not going to hold it to anything. You are not going to clinging to anything. You don't have the deeper, the strong desire to look for the satisfaction, but you always have the idea to release, to be open, acceptable. That come out of the deeper recognition. We know we can accept things, and sometimes if somebody come and keep the gun to our head and ask something, we do that. Why we do? It's not come out of the deeper understanding. We have the understanding, if we don't do this, we're going to die. So that acceptance come out of the fear. That is what happening most of the time. We accept things with the fear regarding our own family members in the situations around us. But in that way, your life not going to work. That's what you have to understand. Maybe it look nice. You try to make it more comfortable. It doesn't work. End of the day, it doesn't work. But when it comes with the understanding, with the clarity, deeper, this critical analytical method, and that acceptance, that charitable life, that openness is going to be forever. Until you attain to the Nibbana, it's going to become a more profitable skill to yourself. And not only that, it's not only for you and for each and everyone. It's going to give the best opportunity. So with that, let's get into practice now a little bit. So now you know, so don't bring the idea of controlling yourself. It always letting go and being open and develop the awareness. So your right palm on your left hand, neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes to yourself and say, Swapatteva, or may I be well and happy, 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalations. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. When it happens through the sensation, recognize it, do nothing extra. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away. Already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all 6 directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance, or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Supreme Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavatacha sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya dhammanudanna patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi Addaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadhi maranam ha paribunjissami Idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.